Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the 2022 North Star Initiative Tapas Shindig. We're having a good time? Yeah? Just want to let you know that we are 30 minutes away from the start of the program. Also, I know some of you were looking for seats. The mezzanine is open, and you'll find those seats by going right up the steps that are right next to the restrooms. Right there, he's pointing to them. There's also some tables up there. But please, grab some mezzanine seats as well. My name's Lisa Landis. I'm your MC tonight. It's great to be here. And with me is Mr. Tim Keller from HK Keller Auctioneers. Tim, can you give us a quick auction update?
I sure can. I'm excited to be here. We have some great things. We'll be talking about some of the live auction items later on, but I want you to know that the silent auction, all those things are on display there. They're also displayed on your cell phone. So when you checked in, you would have got a text. That takes you to the link for the bidding, and that auction will close at 8:15. So the silent auction closes at 8:15. Here's my auctioneer secret for you. Go ahead and just put in a crazy maximum bid, and you'll get it, okay? Just go ahead and do it. You don't have to worry about it. Just put a big number in there, and you'll get it. Also, online, there's also tickets or raffle tickets or chances for a 50-50. So someone will win half of the 50-50 proceeds, and you can get into that by just that text they sent you. Just hit that. It'll take you right there. So what's important about tonight is all the monies raised tonight go to help change lives. We're going to hear more about it later on, of course, but I just want to encourage you in your giving tonight. You're sowing in to a terrific ministry that really, really, really makes a difference. You know, some of us were surprised to find out that we have issues with sex trafficking right here in Lancaster County. And you'll hear more about that later on, like I said. But just encourage you to dig in. My job tonight is to inspire generosity. And that's what I'm here to do tonight. So check out the silent auction items, and we'll be back at 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. See you then. Enjoy. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2022 North Star Initiative Tapas Shindig. I'm Lisa Landis, your MC for this evening. It is a pleasure to be here tonight for this impactful event to support survivors of domestic sex trafficking. Tonight, we have the unique opportunity to help these women on their path to healing and freedom. But before we begin, I would like to invite North Star Initiative's Chairman of the Board, Doug Harris, to give us an update.
Thank you, Lisa. This is your second year, isn't it?
Yeah.
Being the MC. Yeah, and we really appreciate your involvement. Tim, I know you're standing in the wings over here, but I just want to say thank you to these two. Tim, I first met Tim when he was involved in the original harbor opening. Do you remember that event we conducted? Tim has been like part of the DNA of North Star, and I really appreciate what him and his family and his organization have done for us in terms of raising money over the years. Lisa, last year was so much fun. We look forward to having you back, so thanks so much for helping us out. And I do want to say thanks. I don't know if they can hear us, but I think if we can put our hands together for the musicians. They did a wonderful job, wonderful job. And I got to say, it all sort of runs in the family. Terry and Janelle Espenshade's daughter is the lead singer, the son's on the drum, and they're friends, so we really appreciate them helping us out. Our sponsors have come to play a huge role in what we're doing at North Star. Janelle and all of her work as our development director has just done a fantastic job pulling together sponsors. And I want to take a minute to make sure that our sponsors go recognized, understanding that the board is indeed grateful for everything that you have done for us this evening and coming together. So I would like to just show our appreciation again for the sponsors tonight. We've come a long way. This has been a remarkable couple years. North Star was founded in 2012. Jen Sensenig, God laid on Jen's heart to begin this ministry called North Star Initiative. And we've come a long way in those roughly 10 years. In 2017, we began to, we opened the doors to the harbor. We welcomed women in who were coming out of the sex trafficking and the human trafficking lifestyle. These were women who were motivated to get their lives turned around, and we were not sure what to expect. We had done all of our due diligence as much as we thought was humanly possible to try to figure out what the programming looked like, what a residency program looked like. We did all that, but in the end, we really didn't know what was going to happen until we opened the doors in that December of 2017. It's been a difficult road. It's been a fun road. It's been an unbelievable journey to watch the lives of women who come in and who go through this change. They're introduced to Christ. For many of them, they didn't have even their high school diplomas. And so we afforded them the opportunity to get their GED, to see women come in, get their GEDs, to go on and to, in some cases, go to trade school, get graduates or certificates, and go on and get full-time jobs. That is abundantly rewarding to see, both as a board member and as a person who has been interested in watching and seeing the development of how sex trafficking has gone in Lancaster County. So we have been abundantly blessed to see this ministry just come together. 2022 was just a huge year for us. We were in the position where we saw tons of growth. In 2021, we actually started a capital campaign. Probably many of you have participated in that capital campaign alongside with us. We are going to learn a little bit more about what the fruits of that capital campaign were. You'll hear a little bit more about, and believe you'll see a video tonight of the Survivor Center that is now built. We're putting the final furnishings together, and we anticipate opening that Survivor Center shortly. A place where women can receive counseling. They can get their GEDs, get online, and do work online. And we're just really thrilled to see what that does to the ministry. You'll hear more about it shortly. With all of that growth in 2022 comes change. And to go through a change and to get North Star to almost the next level, about 6 months ago, the board started down the path of looking at various consulting groups that might be able to help us in developing a strategic plan. We had kicked around strategic plans and growth initiatives for a long time, but we just couldn't get it going. Everything seemed to take priority over it as we were going through the operations of the house. And then we finally got this all pulled together. We evaluated several consulting firms, and we selected a local group. Many of you probably have heard of North Group. North Group located in Lidditz. We started the process just a little bit ago, and they have done a tremendous job with us getting the board focused, getting additional focus groups pulled together, interviewing employees and volunteers, and trying to put together what does that next level look like for North Star Initiative. The second component to what North Group has done for us is they have started the process of bringing on a new executive director. And just today, I got an email from one of the employees at North Group telling us that they have 25 resumes in-house, and they're now starting the process of going through these resumes to find just the right person that God would bring in to lead the ministry. So we're excited about all of these developments. We're blessed, and we're just feeling so thrilled tonight to see all of you here supporting us. So thank you to all of you that have taken the time on a beautiful Friday night to come out here. As we get going, I'm going to lead us in prayer. And the one thing I do want to say, and I mentioned this last year, the ministry at North Star is not easy. I can tell you that right now. These women come in and they are abused. They are more emotionally torn. They are a wreck. All right? And Satan has had their way with these women. And when we look at that and we understand that when these women come in, Satan's not happy. And we see the attacks of Satan on the ministry all the time. And it's remarkable to see. But I got to tell you, we have a group of employees that has just been the salt of the earth in my mind to see them go through what they have to. They're in the trenches working with these women, hearing things that would make your hair curl. And yet they continue to plug away and do the work that they feel God has called them to. I want to give a special thank you to Janelle Sensenig. She's been functioning, and she was hired as our Director of Development. And in the interim of 2022, being without an executive director, Janelle has stepped up. And I really want to give Janelle her due recognition tonight. So if we could just put our hands together for Janelle. And I tell you, you can't understand the pressure that this lady has been under. You know, she's feeling the weight of the organization from all sides and has done a tremendous job. So I know as a board, and I speak really for the board this evening, we are really appreciative to what Janelle has done this last year. And then also our volunteers, our coaches, everybody involved who touched the lives of these women. And we're just so grateful. So I'm going to lead us in prayer for our employees, for our folks, for our survivors, and then also ask the Lord to bless our evening together. Let's bow in prayer. Father, we are indeed grateful. We're blessed, and we're grateful for what you have done, both in our organization, in the lives of the women that we attempt to serve. We're thankful for everything that you have brought our way, the good times, the difficult times, the challenging times. We've been through fire. We've been on the mountaintop. We've experienced both, and yet we understand that nothing we go through is too great for you. And you have given us this challenge to work in this ministry, and for that we're blessed, we're humbled. We want to thank you for everyone that has taken the time to come out here this evening. We're grateful for the time, the resources they have given to us as an organization. We want to ask your blessing on this evening. But we ask just a special prayer tonight that you would continue to put a hedge of protection around our employees, our volunteers, and our coaches. We just ask that you continue to bless their lives, continue to share your comfort and your encouragement, your wisdom with all of the folks that we call our employees. And we're grateful for what this evening will produce. We thank you for this time of fellowship. We ask that you continue to be in our midst. In your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you so much, Doug, for that prayerful start to the evening. We do give thanks for the opportunity to join together tonight and participate in what God is doing through North Star Initiative and in the lives of the survivors that they serve. Before we begin the program, let's do a quick check-in with Tim Keller from HK Keller to give us an auction preview of the live auction items that are going to be featured tonight.
Let's do it. Lisa, we have an incredible array of items tonight, and they're on your bid card. If you go ahead and pick that up, that's the one with the number. Now, what I want you to do, we have a photographer up on the mezzanine. Just hold your bid cards up toward the photographer. Go ahead. It's not a bid, just a photo. Just hold your bid cards up that way. Look at, yes.
It's not a bid.
Yeah. Great. Thank you. Thank you. So all of our auction items are right there on your card, but I want to tell you about, Lisa, have you ever been to Anna Maria Island?
I've eaten there. I've never stayed there.
You were there for one meal.
One meal, and I left. It's beautiful.
You need to spend more time there.
Okay.
It's the only place I've ever been where the sun set and people applauded. It was amazing. How many have ever seen a sunset at Anna Maria?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful. So we're going to be selling a week there. We also have dinner for 8 with a wine pairing at Blackworth Live Fire Grill.
Oh, that's very good.
Was that your car parked right out front?
I've been there. No.
That's not yours?
No.
Well, that car that was parked right out front
I wish.
can be yours for 48 hours. How far could you drive in 48 hours? Well, actually 24, then you got to turn around and come back. But we're going to be selling 48 hours of that C8 Corvette. We also have digital billboards. You can buy 4 weeks of digital billboards here in the Lancaster area. We also have an overnight stay at the Wilbur.
Nice.
And a hospitality gift card from TFB.
Yeah.
We have a cabin weekend at Trough Creek Lodge. We have a 2-night weekend getaway at the Fairville Inn, and that's near Longwood Gardens. You also get a trip to Longwood Gardens with that. We have some beautiful jewelry we'll be selling, and then some outdoor furniture. Then we also have 2 Eagles tickets, and you get your choice of games. You can either watch your choice of 3 games. You can watch the Commanders, the Green Bay Packers, or the Redskins. They may always be the Redskins for some of us, right? I don't know. Yeah. So we have some great things to sell. So they're on your list, right? And tonight we're here to pay way too much for everything in the auction. So thank you. We'll be back in just a little bit for the auction. Thanks, Lisa.
Thank you, Tim. Let's hear it for Tim. Another amazing lineup tonight that's going to be fun. Before we go any further, though, I would like to introduce to you Janelle Espenshade, North Star Initiative's Interim Executive Director.
Hello, everyone. It is my pleasure to be here and to welcome all of you tonight, and also to recognize our sponsors who have made this event possible for North Star Initiative. Our sincerest appreciation goes out to our premier sponsors. They are Weaver Companies. They also are the general contractor of our new Survivor Center, and they did a phenomenal job. So thank you, Weaver Companies. Our other premier sponsor is Espenjade's Greenhouses. We also want to thank our survivor sponsors, Weaver Energy and Ephrata National Bank. Also, Harbor Home sponsors. We want to recognize our empowerment sponsors, our friends of North Star, and we don't want to forget our vendor partners. So thank you to everyone for making this evening possible. We are gathered here this evening to spread awareness and also of the widespread issue of sex trafficking. Modern-day slavery has devastating effects, but not only on the individuals, but it also wreaks havoc on our society. This is not an overseas issue. This is a backyard issue that deserves our attention. The sad reality is that individuals are being abused and raped for profit. And traffickers are brutal, and the victims are often subjected to extreme and serious life-altering manipulation and control that can look like threats of violence, abuse, whether it's emotional, physical, or sexual, and also the withholding of basic needs. But the stories of sex trafficking survivors are more than the tragedies that they've faced and the freedoms that they have been robbed of. They are whole women with their own unique stories, stories of hope and potential beyond measure. For those of you who don't know, North Star Initiative provides restorative care for the survivors of domestic sex trafficking. We believe in the power of Jesus Christ and the effectiveness of restorative work, and through our faith of core programming. We operate the Harbor. It's a home and restoration program for survivors ages 18 to 35. The Harbor program addresses the whole woman from a trauma-specific perspective, and staff are trauma-informed. Each woman participates in individual and group therapy, has access to basic medical, dental, and legal services, receives an education and job skills training, and also spiritual development. But why do we operate the Harbor? Without a safe support system or help for many victims of sex trafficking, they will end up back on the streets to either be re-victimized or worse, in the hands of another trafficker. What many people don't understand is that being rescued from sex trafficking does not always mean freedom. The average age of a girl recruited into trafficking is 15, but we know that it can be as young as 11 or 12. So this means that even after she is rescued, she is still incredibly vulnerable. Most victims that are freed from sex trafficking have no safe support system. In fact, 50% of our survivors that we serve at the Harbor were sold or trafficked by a family member. But North Star provides a safe support system, providing community and the necessary resources so that they can go from survivor to thriver. We often hear the statement, be a voice for the voiceless. At North Star, we recognize that survivors have a voice. They have a powerful story to tell, a story of hope, healing, and restoration. And we want to give her a platform to use her voice in a positive, powerful way. And we are honored to give that platform tonight to one of our survivors, and you will hear from her in a little bit. Last year at this time, we announced the beginning of a capital campaign for our new Survivor Center. The construction began in 2022 of this year in January, and we would love to share a quick update with you. In 2020, we began dreaming of the survivors having a home all to themselves. So we launched a capital campaign to build the Survivor Center, a state-of-the-art education and therapy building, providing an opportunity to expand North Star Initiative's programming to help even more survivors of sex trafficking. This allows the Harbor Home to return to a true safe house where the survivors can now conduct all their daily living in a private residence separate from the organization's administration, operations, and programming. This expansion is a vision come to life. It provides the survivors a place to truly call home and builds the foundation for North Star Initiative to help even more women.
Coming to North Star has brought me back to life and is bringing my spirit back. I can actually hope now and know my life has a purpose.
Together, Through Christ's love, we can help survivors of sex trafficking find their way to a path of hope, healing, and restoration for freedom, for life, forever. It has been exciting to watch the process and see the new building come to fruition. We are currently working on the final touches of the interior finishes, and we look forward to moving in soon. Because of all of you and this community, we have been financially blessed to be able to raise the funds, and there was lots of in-kind donations towards the Survivor Center project. We made new connections and friendships in the community through this process, and we were able to raise $1.15 million towards our 1.25 goal. We are so grateful for God's provision and what he has done, and how he has used many of you in this room tonight to be a part of that process. From the bottom of my heart, thank you to all of those either watching online or here tonight that have given so generously. Everything that we have done this year has been in preparation for the new Survivor Center opening. It's been a year of rebuilding and restructuring, and it's also been a time to prepare to expand our services while also refining our current program. The need for North Star Initiative services is not going away, and we need to help as many women as we can. With your prayers and your financial support, we know that all of this is possible.
Janelle. All right, it is auction time, and this is one of the few auctions where I need to have some of my staff on two different levels. So up on the mezzanine is Andy, so you can bid to Andy up there. You can be on the floor and you can still bid to Andy if they want to. All right, so this is Andy, and this is Mike, and Jess is with us tonight too. So Andy and Mike are my sons, and Jess is my daughter-in-law, and she's actually my favorite. Yeah, so go ahead and get your bid cards out. Again, this is just a drill, not a bid. You're right, go ahead, get it out. Now, if you want to have a time that you will never forget, just go ahead and trade your bid card with someone else in the room. And it'll be such a blessing to North Star, too. So tonight, we have the opportunity to give. And in the auction portion, we get something in return. But we're not here for a bargain tonight. We're here to be a blessing. And so we have assembled a great group of auction items for you to bid on tonight. And I think the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to send somebody to Anna Maria, but more than just dinner.
Yes.
They get to stay there for a whole week.
So, auction item number 1, an 8-day, 7-night Anna Maria Island getaway donated by David and Debbie Hollinger. This unique 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath home accommodates up to 8 people and accepts dogs of any size. Enjoy the screened-in pool area with covered patio and huge backyard located just 1 block from the beach, just 1 block, and walkable to many of the island's favorite restaurants. To be redeemed on a mutually agreeable date, Saturday to Saturday, January through July 2023.
Here we go. What do you want to give? What do you want to give? Give me $10,000 to start it. 10 to go, 10 you bid 10, 10, 5, 2,000 first, 2,000 to go, 2 to go, 2 you bid 2, 2, 2, well, I have 1,500, and now 2,000, 15, 2, 15, $2,000, a week at Anna Maria. It's a beautiful home. I have 15, now 2, 15 and $2,000, 15 and 2, you bid 2, 2, you bid $2,000, thank you, and now 25, 2's a bid and 2,500, 2 and 25, 25 and 3, 3, 3,000, 3 to go, 3, you want to bid 3,000, I have 2,500, 3,000, it's about a $10,000 week. It really is. Where are we at, Mike? I have 25. Looking for 3,000, correct? 25. Thank you. There's 3. And now 35. 3, 35, and 4,000. 4 to go. 4 to bid. 4. By the way, Andy, Jess, and Mike are all professionals. They'll tell you when it's too much. I have 35. And now 4,000. 35 here and $4,000. Who else at $4,000? The bid's over here at 3,500 and 4,000. 35 and 4 to bid 4,000. I got 4,000 here. Are you together? There's no friends in an auction. Thank you. 4, give me 45. 4,500. 5,000. 5 to go. 5 high, 55. 55 high to bid 55. I have 5,000 here. 55. 5,000 and 55. The bid's up front for 5,000. Who else at 5,500? 55 and now 6. The more you pay, the more you like it. 55, now 6,000. 55 and 6. I have 55 here and $6,000. We're having fun and we're helping people. 55 and now 6,000. 55 and 6. Last call. Anyone else at 6,000? Yes. 6,000. 65. One of you should get it. 65. I have 6,000 here. 65. You want to go 65? 6,000 and 65. Mike, we sold it your way for $6,000. Thank you very much. Number 246. Number 246 for $6,000. Thank you.
All right, auction item number 2, Blackworth Live Fire Grill Chef's Dinner and Wine Pairing for 8, donated by Eric and Vicki Hoover. Enjoy a special curated meal of appetizers, salad, main course, and dessert for 8 people using fresh, local, and seasonal ingredients prepared with their live fire hearth, complemented with a wine pairing, to be redeemed on a mutually agreeable date, Monday through Thursday in 2022 or 23.
Wow, here we go. What do you want to give? Give me 4,000 to start it. 4 to go. 4, 3, 2, $1,000 first. 1,000 to go. 1,000 to go. Chef curated dinner for 8. With the wine pairing, I need $1,000. Thank you. And now 15. 1,000, 1,500. 1,000 here and 15. You want to be 15. Thank you. 2,000. 2 to go. 2. Would 17 and a half help you? I have 15, 17 and a half, 17 and a half, 2,000, 2 to go, 17, 2. I have 17 and a half and $2,000, 17 and 2. Last call, 2,000, thank you, and 25. 25 high to be 25. I have 2,000 here, 2,500, 2,000 and 2,500, 5 to go, 25. Don't ask her, ask me. 2,000, 25, 2,000, anyone else at 2,500? Bids here. Sold it your way, number 339. Number 339 for $2,000. Thank you.
All right, number 3, a 48-hour 2021 C8 Corvette rental donated by Howie Ziegler. Win a 48-hour rental with the amazing 2021 C8 Corvette, winner of Motor Trend's 2020 Car of the Year and Driver's Choice Awards. This car has automatic transmission, and the target top comes off for a convertible feel. Driver must be 25 years or older, redeemable on a mutually agreeable date.
C8 Corvette for 48 hours. And you said that this can't be for your kid to learn how to drive, right?
No.
You've got to be 25 years old.
25 or
25
older.
years old. Here we go. What do you want to bid? What do you want to bid? Give me 2,000. 2,000, $1,000 to start it. 1,000. This would be a great birthday or Christmas present.
Nice, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But you got to tell them right away it's just for 48 hours. When they walk out in the driveway and see it.
They might be disappointed.
Yeah. Here we go. Give me 500 to start it. 5 to go. 5 to bid 500. 5, lot of fun. 500 for it. 5 to go. 5, need 500 first. 500. 5 to go. 5 to bid 5. Well, $300. That's cheap for a Corvette. Yes. Thank you. I have 3. Now 4. 3, 400. 3 and 4. 4 to bid 400. I have 3 upstairs. And now 400. 3, $400. 3 and 4. Thank you. And now 5. 4. Get them again, Andy. And now 5. I have 405. 5 to bid 500. 4's on the floor. And now 5. See what I did there, Mike? I said 4 on the floor. Did you see that? Yeah. Okay. 400. Now 5. 4, 500. 4's a bid and 5. Anyone else at $500? Thank you. And now 6. 600. 5 and 6. I have 5 here. 600. 5 and 6. 600. 7 to bid 7. 7 and 800. 800. 800. 7 and 8. 800. 7 and 8. Were you waving to me, sir? 800. Now 9. 9 to go. 9 to bid 900. I have 8 in my right. Now 900. 8 and 9. Last call. Anyone else at 900? Mike, I sold it your way for $800. Thank you very much. Number 339, number 339. Thank you.
All right, the next item, a Lancaster digital billboard for 4 weeks, donated by Oak Tree Outdoor Advertising. Promote your company or milestone event with a digital billboard for 4 weeks in Lancaster. Choose from 30 billboard locations throughout Lancaster County.
Here we go. What do you want to bid? Give me 4,000. 4 to go. You know, we had someone buy this one time, and they donated it back to the organization. And the organization was able to use it.
That's
4,000. 3. Give me $1,000 to start it. 1,000. 1,500. I have 1,000. 15. 1,000 to 1,500. 1,000 to 15. You bid 15. I have 4 weeks of a billboard in Lancaster. I'm asking for $1,500. 1,000. 1,500. 1,000. 15. Who else at 1,500? Thank you. 15. Now 17 and a half. 15, 17, 50. 15 here and 17 and a half. Half. Give 17 and a half. Think how much fun you could have with this billboard, Andy. Somebody's driving to work and they look up and there they are. 15, 17 and a half. I have 15, 17, 2, even 2,000. I have 17 behind you, $2,000, 2, 22 and a half, 2,500, 25, 22 and 5, 5, 7 and a half, 27, 3,000, 3 to go, 3, you want to be 3, I have 27 and a half here, now 3,000, 27 and a half and 3,000. Sold out second row for 27 and a half, number 181, number 181. Thank you.
All right.
We're going to Lidditz again, right?
Yes, we're going to Lidditz, an overnight stay at the Wilbur, Tapestry Collection by Hilton Plus, and a $100 TFB hospitality gift card donated by the Wilbur Hilton Tapestry Collection and TFB Hospitality. Enjoy an overnight escape at the Wilbur in Lidditz, Pennsylvania. Plus, enjoy dinner out with a $100 gift card of your choices of Per Diem in Lidditz, Gravy Kitchen Lidditz, Annie Bailey's Irish Pub, Lancaster City, or Conway Social Club, Lancaster City.
Here we go. What do you want to give? 5, 4, 3, 2. Give me $100 to start it. 100 here. Now 2. 1, 2. 100 here and 2, 2. Even 200. 1, 2, 2. Even 2. Go 200. Thank you. Oh, now they're everywhere. I'm going to take him at 200. I have my reasons. 200. Now 300. 2 and 3. And the bid's here at 200 with Jess. And now 300. 2 and 3. 3. You bid 300. 300. 400. 3 and 4. 3 is a bid. 400. 5. 5 to bid 5 and 600. 600. The bid's with Mike. 500. Now 6. 5 to bid and 6. Anyone else at 600? You're in at 5. 600. He wants me to sell it. And I will. Number 198. I had you in at 500, correct? Thank you very much. Number 198 for $500.
All right, next, a cabin weekend at Trough Creek Lodge, donated by Ken and Nadine Weaver. Enjoy a weekend getaway in the mountains of Huntington County near Raystown Lake. Lodge includes 7 bedrooms plus a loft sleeping area for a maximum of 28 guests. Plenty of on-site activities like a pond with paddle boats and canoe, catch and release fishing, an outdoor fire pit, trampoline, and a kids' play set. And the cabin is available January through May of 2023 on a mutually agreeable date.
A weekend? You said up to 28 people?
It says 28 guests for a max of 28.
What a beautiful
7
place.
bedrooms and a sleeping loft. Yeah.
On the weekend. And can you name the county again?
Huntington County,
Huntington
near
County.
Raystown Lake.
Here we go. What do you want to give? 4, 3, 2. Give me $1,000 to start it for the weekend. Up to 20. It'd be a great, I see here. It'd be a great family reunion. I got 1,000 here. Now 1,500. 1,000, 1,500. 1,000 to bid and 15. 15 to 1,500. Oh, this is the one you should be bidding on right now. You got the weekend. Up to 28 people. What was my bid, Mike? It was at $14,000. 1,500, 15, $2,000, 2 to go. Thank you. 2,500, 25, 3,000, 3 to go. 3. You want to bid 3, 3. You bid 3,000. I have 25 here. 3,000. Who else? 25 and $3,000. Sold it up front for 2,500. Number 2, 71 for 2,500. Thank you very much.
All right, live auction item number 7, a 2-night weekday getaway at Fairville Inn plus Longwood Gardens for 2, donated by Fairville Inn and Longwood Gardens. It's a 2-night weekday stay at the Fairville Inn, breakfast included with your stay, and it's valid until October 2023, so you have a year. In addition, you'll receive 2 complimentary tickets to Longwood Gardens, an American Botanical Garden consisting of over 1,077 acres of gardens, woodlands, and meadows in Kennett Square, Pennsylvania. Absolutely spectacular.
It is. Here you go. What do you want to give? $1,000, $500. Give me $250 to start it. 2.5, $250, 2.5 here, $350, $350. You want it at $300, $300, 2.5, and now $300. 2.5's a bid and $3, you bid $300. I got him at $300, and now $350, $3.5, $3.5, $3.5, and $400. 4 to go. 4. You want to bid 4, 4 to bid 4, 3.5 and 4, 3.5 and 4. The bid's up front. 3.5, $400. Sold it right here for $350. Number 179. Number 179. Thank you.
All right, next, number 8, John Hardy 18-karat yellow gold and sterling silver Huggy-style earrings donated by Brent L. Miller Jewelry. These sterling silver and 18-karat yellow gold classic chain Pellucci hoop earrings featuring a hammered finish and post backs.
Here we go. What do you want to bid? $1,000, $1,000, 7.5, $500, 5 to go. 5 to bid 5, $250 first, 200.5, 2.5, 2. I saw the receipt on this one, and we need more. Okay. The retail of these is over $800, about $800. Okay. Give me 2.5, $250 to start it. 2.5, half. Thank you. 2.5. Now $350, 2.5 and 3.5, 2.5 and 3.5, half. Get $350. Thank you. And now 4.5, $450. That's for the pair. That's not by the piece. All right, 3.5. And now $450. How about $400? 400, 4.5, Andy. 450, 400s with Mike, and 4.5, 400 and 4.5. Anybody else at 450? Thank you. 500, 5 to go. 5 to bid 5, 5 to go. 500, 4.5's upstairs, and now 500, 4.5 and 5. Thank you. 5.5. Back to you, Andy. 550, 5.5, 550, 5 to bid and 5.5. The bid. Thank you. Now 600. Say, this is fun. 5.5. Now 600. 5.5 and 6. Last call. Anybody at 600? The bid's upstairs. 5.5, 6. Your way, Andy, for 550. Thank you. Number 134. Number 134. Thank you. We have 2 auction items left.
2 items left.
And
yes.
I like this one because it reminds me of spring. I thought we've had a marvelous winter so far, and I am looking forward to spring.
Number 9 is a teak and brown slate wicker 4-piece outdoor seating set donated by Outdoor Interiors. This 4-piece teak and brown slate wicker seating set is hand-woven around a powder-coated aluminum frame and includes stainless steel hardware for withstanding the harshest outdoor elements. The cushions and pillows dressed with Sunbrella fabrics that are mildew-resistant, quick-drying, and UV-stabilized for lasting sun protection.
Here we go. What do you want to give? 3,000, 2,000. Give me $1,000 to start it. 1,000 there. 12.5. 1,000, 12.50. 1,000, 12.5. Have you 12.5. 1,000, 12.50. 1,000, $1,250. We shouldn't be done yet. It's a beautiful set. I have 1,000. Looking for 12.5. 1,000, 12.50. 1,000, 12.5. Who else? Anyone else at 12.5? 12.5, and now 15, 12.5, 1,500, 12.5 up front, 1,500, 12.5 and 15, you want it at 1,500? The bid's here, 12.5, 12.5, 15. What's? I have 12.5 over here, I'm looking for 15. 13.50, I didn't think of that, thank you. 13.50, 14.5, 14.50, 13.5, 14.50, 14.5. I have 13.5 here, 14.50. And now 15.5, back to you. 15.5, thank you, thank you. 16.50, 16.5, 15, 16.5, 15.50, and now 16.5. Anyone else? You bought it for 15.50, thank you. Number 251, number 251.
And finally, number 10, 2 Eagles tickets on 12-yard line, section 117, donated by Daryl Heller. So enjoy an Eagles game in section 117 on the 12-yard line at one of two games, the Washington game November 14th or the Green Bay Packers on November 27th at 8:20 p.m.
November 14th or November 27th, Washington or Green Bay. 2 tickets. Here we go. What do you want to bid? What do you want to bid? $1,000 for them. 1,000 to go. Thank you. 1,000, 12.50. 1,000, 12 and a half. 1,000, 12.50. How about 12.50? 1,000, 12 and a half. 1,000 to bid and 12 and a half. Eagles are doing pretty good this year, aren't they? Thank you. There's 12 and a half. Now 15. 1,500. Your choice of games. 1,500. 12 and a half here. Jess, everybody's out over there. I got 12 and a half right here. And now 1,500. 12 and a half. 15. How about 13 and a half? Somebody had that idea earlier. 13 and a half. I got it way back there. Now I need 14 and a half. Everybody else is out. 14 and a half. 14.50, 14, 15.50, 15 and a half, 15 and a half, thank you, 16 and a half, 16 and a half, 15.50, 15, anybody else at 16 and a half? It's going to be fun. 15 and a half, 16.50? Jess, I sold it your way for 15 and a half. Thank you very much, and that is buyer 168. 168. Thank you so much. Hey, hold on to your bid cards because we know we only had 10 items to sell, but we have an opportunity for everybody to be involved in just a little bit. So hold on to your cards and we'll see you soon. Thank you.
Yep, and thank you again, Tim. Let's hear it again for Tim. And congratulations to all of the auction winners, all the live auction winners. Thank you so very much. You're so generous. And remember, we still have a silent auction that remains open until 8:15 tonight. So keep bidding on that silent auction. Now, at this time, I would like to invite Michael Ibarra, a North Star Initiative volunteer, to the podium to share his story.
Good evening, and thank you for being here. My name is Michael Ibarra, and for the past 2.5 years, it's been my great privilege to serve the staff and survivors of North Star in various ways, most commonly on the technology front. Like many of you here, I'm passionate about the gift of story, carved from the reality of a world fractured by sin and wickedness, and though incomplete and imperfect this side of heaven, full of redemptive beauty through the hands of our risen Savior. I'm passionate about recognizing that all of us, to some degree, are survivors, hesitantly ascending and descending the unpredictable steps of each day, our footing obscured by the trauma of what seems a perpetual twilight. And I'm passionate about seeing fellow travelers and calling them sister and brother. And perhaps like others of you, I also am a survivor of sexual abuse. My earliest memories of unbridled joy were riding on my maternal grandfather's orange tractor as he cut the grass for what seemed like hours on end. I can also remember sitting with him in absolute adoration on the front porch swing as thunderstorms rumbled above us, bathing western Pennsylvania's hills and valleys. And I can remember his hands as he abused me. Years later, my youngest sister would be the first to bravely tell my mom about the abuse she endured. My other sister found a voice to tell her own story of abuse as well. And finally, my mom realized she could no longer hide her own story of horrific, prolonged sexual assault, beginning at age 8 by her own father. The four of us found ourselves comparing scars bearing my grandfather's fingerprints as we sat in the dust with ashes in our mouths. Years later, my sisters and I testified at trial and were stunned to hear the verdict: acquittal on all charges. Today, my parents are divorced, and though my sisters accepted Christ at a young age, neither of them would claim any belief today. My dad, at one point baptized by my grandfather, still struggles with his betrayal and the horror of decades of prayers for his kids' safety seemingly ignored. And only recently in counseling have I come to realize that my definition for sexual abuse was far too narrow. I was also cleverly groomed by my grandfather as he trained me to see the world through a hypersexualized lens, both in his interactions and words to me and in the behaviors he modeled. That his influence was that deep and formative and corrupting, preying on a child who loved him. What else can I do but raise my fists to heaven and cry, meaningless? Your story may very well be immensely more horrifying than mine, or it may seem inconsequential. But all of us, regardless of how put together we are this evening, or how impossible it may have felt to face the day ahead this morning, all of us are survivors. It could have been crushing criticism from a frustrated, careless parent or teacher, or reaching young adulthood with tears of disappointment. It could have been, as the poet Mary Carr puts it, youthful hopes play acting as certainties. In one of Shakespeare's plays, he writes, "Each new morn, new widows howl, new orphans cry, new sorrows strike heaven on the face." Whatever woundedness you carry here tonight, measurably light or crushingly deep, and even if new skin has grown over strong and rich and hidden, know that you are in good company, alongside sisters and brothers, waiting and longing for these jars of clay to burst forth into new life. So, we're here tonight talking about hope and healing and restoration. Those elements are passages through time, some of them lifelong. But praise God that he does not leave us merely as survivors, left to fend for ourselves. And even though the way out is through, he is not standing far off, arms crossed, impatient brow furrowed with disapproval and annoyance. No, he is Emmanuel, God with us, simultaneously weeping and rejoicing as he walks before and behind us, ready to carry us on. Paul in 2 Corinthians 4 writes, "So we do not lose heart. Though our outer self is wasting away, our inner self is being renewed day by day. For this light, momentary affliction is preparing for us an eternal weight of glory beyond all comparison, as we look not to the things that are seen, but to the things that are unseen. For the things that are seen are transient, but the things that are unseen are eternal." Amen. Thank you for being here and for your support of the eternally significant work God is doing through North Star Initiative.
Thank you, Michael, for having the courage to share with us your story this evening. A survivor's story is not always easy to share, but we are grateful for the strength that God gives us, and to our speakers this evening to shed a light on abuse and trafficking. At this time, we are going to get to hear a story of a remarkable woman and one of our 2021 Harbor graduates, Emma.
Fat, rich men love their 12-year-olds. Deco cufflinks and cognac by the glass. Look west, look west, look west and look away. You don't want to see these guys without their masks on. My grandfather and my relationship was unusual. I was adopted by my grandparents when I was 2 years old. There was a life that I had that only my grandfather and I knew about. I was under the impression from the time I was very little that I was having nightmares. As I grew older, I began to realize that it was really happening. I didn't have a name or a word to put to it, what we did. I will tell you that for my 8th birthday, I was given a video camera, and I did what I was told with it. when it becomes a part of your life before your life exists, you don't have a chance to live any other way. My mother was young and addicted, so from the moment I was in her belly, I would say that he had his designs on me. You hear the word trafficking and you think, that happens over there. That happens to children in poor countries. My grandfather was middle class, so I led a privileged life on the surface. And because of that, it never even occurred to me that what he did was trafficking. My grandfather had been dead for 10 years before I was even able to be honest with myself about what happened. What I want the community to know about trafficking is that it happens often. It happens domestically, and it's been happening in families for generations. I would say that my case is a very extreme case, but it's definitely not rare. The day that I left the town where I was trafficked, there was a network of people, fans, I guess, of mine from when I was a child, that were trying to get rid of me because they didn't want my story to be told. I talked my trafficker into giving me a ride to an AA meeting. I talked someone at the AA meeting to giving me a ride to the hospital. At the hospital, I got a rape kit done, and then a ride to a friend's house where I stayed, and then eventually I found a ride out of town the very next day. I didn't know that I was doing the right thing. I just heard God's voice and I followed it. I know that what I'm doing now is God's plan for me. North Star's given me hope. I've never known that I was worth saving until I got here. North Star was the first place that I ever went where people looked at me and asked me, "What's your opinion about this? What is it that you want in your life? And how can we help give you that?" It took a long time for me to feel worthy. North Star, this is unlike anything I've ever experienced, and it's given me an opportunity to have a life that I never would have otherwise had. I can hope to lead a normal life someday.
Emma, thank you so much for being here with us tonight. One of the things that you said in the video was that you experienced at North Star, the experience gave you hope and a sense of worthiness. How have the realities that you are worthy and have reason to hope changed you?
I've been struggling with that lately, actually. But God's always on time and everything's exactly how it's supposed to be. The truth is that I am on a weight loss journey, and learning to have a healthy relationship with food and with my body has been difficult. But I plan to get back in the habit of waking up and reminding myself that I'm worthy at any body size. Even when I'm struggling with that, though, I always have hope because I have seen devastation completely restored in my life. So even days that are difficult are amazing because there's nothing that our God can't do.
Amen. Yes, and Emma, you are so worthy. And I know that as you continue to seek the Lord, that you will find your way in Jesus Christ. Your life is different now, and you said in the video that what you're doing is God's plan for you. What are you doing, and how has your time at North Star Initiative prepared you for it?
Today I have the privilege of being a sober mother involved in the daily lives of my two sons. It's worth noting that when I first got to North Star, I only had 1 hour of supervised phone visitation with my children. And that was the thing that I wanted the most, was to be back with my children. And because of North Star, I have custody of my children today. So I have the privilege of being a sober mother involved in the daily lives of my two sons. I am a loving, godly wife to their father. He and I married right after I graduated the Harbor. And I am a CPRS now, a certified peer recovery specialist. It was a certification that North Star helped me to get. They paid for me to take the classes, and it's because of them that I am a CPRS. It's still strange to say it. I work part-time at a local drug and alcohol community center, and it's been amazing to be able to be there to do that. It's what I've always wanted to do. I work there part-time because work-life balance is important to me today, even though they want me full-time. But work-life balance is important to me today, and I know how to set healthy boundaries for self-care. I'm also still an active member of Alcoholics Anonymous, and I have an important service position at my AA home group, and I sponsor women and help them stay sober.
This is absolutely amazing, Emma. Just all of the growth and progress that you have made. And I'm so glad that you're surrounded yourself with a husband and your family and a community, and that you've learned and are learning how to care for yourself. And I know it is so rewarding to be able to give back in the work that you are doing. Part of your North Star Initiative experience is about learning to have healthy relationships for yourself and with others. Do you have a favorite memory that you'd like to share about your experience and time while you were at North Star Initiative?
I do. So I no longer live in Pennsylvania, but I'm still friends with many of the girls on Facebook. I share in their lives on social media. One girl in particular and I still have fairly regular conversations. She's in school now, so not as much as over the summer, but the relationships that I built with the other women at the Harbor taught me that I am not unique, and that I know there's always a community of women who I can count on if I need a friend who has shared in my experiences. Being here today has also reminded me of that. One funny memory that comes up, and it might sound familiar to some of you because Kathy shared about it on the Instagram not long ago. Myself and two other women who were very new at the Harbor. Kathy is a nutritionist, and she also encourages us to exercise. And me and two other new girls who we were doing a supposedly low-impact workout in nutrition class. Needless to say, we arrived at the Harbor not in the best shape. And it was difficult to keep up with the video and with Kathy. We kept bumping into each other and asking Kathy, how long did you say this video is? And are you sure this is low impact? We all started laughing. And I looked over and was being goofy and said, you gotta let your, it's hard to say, you gotta let your freak flag fly, ladies. And to this day, when I say that to my friend, it cracks her up.
That is funny. Yes, Kathy's workouts are fun, but they were rigorous.
They are.
And it's great to see that you're still able to stay connected and have community in your life. You said a powerful thing in the video, Emma. You said that you didn't know what you were doing was the right thing, but you heard God's voice and you followed it. This is a powerful reminder to all of us that at times when we can't see the way ahead of us, we can listen for that still small voice of our Heavenly Father. And as God continues to lead, what hopes and dreams do you have for your future?
That question looked a little different on the copy that I answered, but I'll read what I wrote, and then I'll add my hopes for the future. I'm so grateful that you asked this question. This is a particularly busy season of my life, and I'm realizing that the conditions necessary to hear God's voice are fewer than they were when I had nothing but time and space to heal and cultivate that relationship at the harbor. God is a gentleman, and if I want to hear that still small voice, I have to create sacred time and space to invite him in. For me, especially now with the kids and all, I mean, it's wonderful, but there's karate, there's, you know what I mean, there's church, there's all kinds of activities in school and homework and all those wonderful things that I prayed for. But it means I need to carve out more quiet time alone for meditation and prayer. I say meditation and prayer because I'm really good at the praying part. God, this is what I want. I'm hoping that this is what you give me. But creating that space where I can hear God's voice for me means that I need more quiet time to actually listen. My mother, I just came back from visiting my mother, and she's a very spiritual woman and also in recovery. And she sets a timer for 10 minutes to just ask God, please, God, give me knowledge of your will and the power to carry it out. And then she listens for 10 minutes. She turns her phone on silent, puts the phone down with a 10-minute timer, and does not get up for 10 minutes. And she does it frequently throughout the day. My goal is to continue doing it once a day to start. But I'm waking up earlier. I'm waking up earlier to take that time with God and to start my day off right. My hope for the future, I really have everything that I've ever prayed for at this point. I just hope to continue to grow in my levels of conscious contact with my Creator and to give my children an example of how to build a relationship with God. Because my grandmother, who raised me, was very spiritual, but she went into her prayer closet alone, and I never saw really what that personal relationship looked like. And I want my children to hear me pray and to see me pray and to see me cry and pray or to see me pray in joy. I want to be grateful out loud, and I want my children to be able to see what that looks like so that they can develop their own relationship with God.
Wow, that is truly beautiful. Yes, I think that deserves a round of applause. And you know, honestly, I think all of us can be challenged to spend more time with Jesus, to really go into that quiet place and really get rid of all of the loud noise that's all around us, to be still, because our Heavenly Father desires relationship with all of us, and He just wants us to be quiet, and He wants to speak to us, and He wants to minister to us. So I'm excited, and I know that as you continue to press in, that He's with you.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm. And then what is one word that you would use to define you now, and why?
The word I chose is teachable. Before achieving my first year of sobriety, something I owed at NSI, I had been living on a roller coaster of addiction motivated by unprocessed trauma for 20 years, since I was around 13. My addiction told me that I could trust no one but drugs, alcohol, and myself. That left no room whatsoever for accepting helping hands of love or learning to live a better way from someone else who knew. Today, I'm teachable. I listen for God's voice. I check with my sponsor, spiritual advisors, and women who I trust that have a good relationship with God. I recognize the wisdom in other people, trust them, and take their suggestions so that I can grow and become a better, healthier human being.
I love that. You're such an overcomer. And sometimes I think it's hard for all of us to get out of our habitual ways of being, but God is such a gentle God. And I love how he brings community and he brings people into all of our lives for many different reasons, but it's always the right timing. And we know that it was God's timing to bring Emma to the harbor, that we had the opportunity to be the hands and feet of Jesus and to just love her for who she was. Because no matter what had happened to her, we know that God loves her just for her because she's created in his image. So thank you so much for being here tonight. I love your teachable heart. And I just continue to pray God's blessing over you as he continues to carry you through. And guys, everybody, this is a true story of hope, healing, and restoration.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Janelle and Emma. It is sobering to hear the personal realities of trafficking firsthand from a survivor. And again, thank you so much, Emma, for sharing that with us. As you just learned, the effects of trafficking are devastating and have a powerful impact on an individual's perception of their self-worth and their value. As we near the end of our time together tonight, we have one final opportunity to give directly to the work of restoring the lives of sex trafficking survivors. It's happening right here in Lancaster County, yes, and around the country. Survivors need your help. North Star Initiative needs your help. Let's come together to make a difference in the lives of these women. For freedom, for life, forever.
One more time, could we have a hand for Michael and Emma in sharing those stories tonight? Wow. So in just a moment, I'm going to ask you to raise your bid card at a level that you'd like to help out with tonight. See, this is the fun part, because now we all get to work together to do something pretty spectacular. And you can donate online if you'd like to do that. But the reason we like to see it in person with everybody raising their cards is because it builds a momentum and an understanding that we have a room full of people right here at Junction Center that want to make a difference in the lives of these women. So we have the increments from $5,000 to $2,500, $1,000, $500, $250, $100, and then $50. And the reason we pick that is so that everybody that wants to help can help. Tonight, I want to ask something special of you. I want to ask you to consider bumping up your giving one level. I do not know of a better place to put our money to make a difference in people's lives than with North Star Initiative. So if you would get your cards ready, you can donate online if you'd like to do it that way, but we have a lot of fun doing it live and in person. So if you get your bid cards ready, and when I get to your level, when I say the increment that you would like to help at, you hold up your bid card, and Mike and Jess and Andrew are here in case I don't see you, but keep your bid card up till you hear me say your number. That means that we have it recorded. Tonight, we heard some pretty amazing things, amazing in a negative way. But we can do some pretty amazing things in a positive way by joining together. And I'm going to take a quote from Emma. We could hold our bid cards up and let those be our freak flags. We could let our freak flags fly tonight. So who's ready to jump in and help us at our top level? Who wants to help us kick it off and lead out at $5,000? Would you hold your bid card up for a donation tonight of $5,000? I'll give you a moment. Think about it. You can do it online. You can hold your card up. But a great way to make a difference Anyone lead us off at $5,000? All right. Our next increment is 25. Is that 5? Thank you. And that number's far away. I need justice. 286 for $5,000. Anyone else care to join in before we move on to the next level? All right, our next increment is $2,500. You say, Tim, we want to help. We know what that does. $2,500 provides 6 months of help, therapy, and counseling. Number 150 for $2,500. Thank you very much. Who else at $2,500? All right, our next increment is $1,000. Say, Tim, we can do that. $1,000, we're in tonight for $1,000. Would you hold your bid card up? Thank you. Number 173 for $1,000. Thank you very much. Number 204 for $1,000. Thank you very much. Who else at $1,000? All right, our next increment is $500. Say, Tim, we're in. $500. Would you hold your bid card up? Thank you. Number 249 for $500. Thank you very much. 186 for $500. Thank you very much. Any others at $500? All right, our next increment, we affectionately call our Starbucks level. It's $250. It's basically giving up Starbucks for a week. And you say, Tim, I think North Star is worth it to give up $250. Would you raise your bid card for $250? Thank you. Number 198 for $250. Thank you. Number 122. 198 for $250. And that number in the back, I need that one more time. 122 for $250. Number 330 for $250. 184 for $250. 179 for $250. Say, Tim, we want to help at 100. Number 175 for $100. Thank you very much. Anyone else at $100? Our last thing, a month of restoration services that every survivor needs to serve. $50 provides 1 day of food, clothing, and shelter. Let's see if we can get 20 people at $50. Number 342 for $50. Thank you. 188 for $50. Thank you very much. 343 for $50. Thank you very much. 191 for $50. 193 for $50. 322 for $50. 132 for $50. 252 for $50. 255 for $50. 161 for $50. 189 for $50. 127 for $50. 321 for $50. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's give a hand to all of our donors tonight. I don't usually ask this, but I'm going to ask tonight on behalf of North Star. I'd like you to consider, if you haven't already, making a monthly gift. Those people, those of you that may be involved or work with a nonprofit, you know that the big gifts are great. But really sustains an organization is the regular, continual giving. Maybe it's $10 a month. Maybe it's 50, maybe it's 200, maybe it's 5,000. I don't know what your level is, but I know what your heart is because you're here tonight with a heart to help on the website. But together, we can make a huge difference in the lives for these women. So thank you very much for your generosity tonight. Thank you.
And I would like to invite Janelle back on stage at this point.
She asked me to do that. She said, make sure. No, if you know Janelle, you know her heart. And thank you for.
I know that our survivors are grateful to have such a supportive community, and we are humbled by all of your generosity.
Yeah, we have a 50-50 winner.
Yes, we have a 50-50 raffle winner.
I think that name is going to be popping up here any second. The 50-50 winner, your name will be popping up on the screen. While we're waiting for that, oh, there we go. Emily Perkins. There you go. Congratulations.
Can Emily raise her hand? Is she here so we can see?
Right up there, I think. Woo!
Woo! Congratulations.
Wonderful. And also, don't forget to check your portal to see if you won your auction item. And if you did, you want to go back and get it in the auction item area and check out back there. Thank you.
So at this time, I would like all of you to join us after this for coffee and dessert. That'll be in the back by the entrance. And I just want to again thank all of our sponsors for your support and your generosity for North Star Initiative, because we know that without you guys, we could not continue to do the work that we're doing. So we thank you so much. I know that our survivors are extremely grateful for all of you as well, that they have the opportunity to experience hope, healing, and restoration. So on behalf of North Star Initiative and the team, we say thank you and have a good evening. Good night.
Thank you.